Uh, so it's been a while. But hey, at least I'm back and ready to make some more videos. As of the making of this video, I got a little bit addicted to Pokemon Emerald Blitz, which is a Pokemon Emerald ROM hack. It may or may not have caused me to ruin my sleep schedule. For those who don't know how Emerald Blitz works, you and your friends, or a group of random people, go onto the Emerald Blitz website in order to partake in an auction where you draft different Pokemon to use during a run. Once drafting has finished, you hop onto the game and race with each other. Now, you may be asking yourself, but Ollie, won't that take hours? There's so much content. Well, the thing about this ROM hack is that it removes all story elements and makes it into a boss rush with randomized gyms and Elite Four. Now, I am still a beginner, having only done a Little Cup, which is where a veteran player is paired up with a new player so that the veteran can give tips while the new player plays. I managed to beat the champion and come in 6th place overall in that event. Other than some races for fun, the ever Grand Prix would be my first ever high stake race, since it is the official ranked circuit for Emerald Blitz. But without further ado, let's get into my run. Overall, I liked the team of Pokemon I have drafted. It was a pretty balanced team, having good Pokemon for both early and late game. I was especially happy with getting Tentacool, as it was one of the few water-type Pokemon that showed up during the auction. Munchlax also was such a nice Pokemon to get, as its bulk early game helps to pivot between your Pokemon when the battles are much more drawn out. An underrated Pokemon I picked up for 1300 was Peck. It was my first time using it, and I really enjoyed how it played. I forgot to start recording at the very beginning of the run, so we're starting off on round 2 of the battle. The Watson fight went pretty smoothly, though his Magnemite and Electrike did give me some trouble with all of my Pokemon getting paralyzed by them. But Munchlax whittled down the Magnemite before Purloin finished it off and hurt the Electrike, letting Joltik finish it off. Titanizer is always the scariest fight for me, as for the countless times I messed up fighting them and lost a few Pokemon or got wiped is astounding. Flannery's fight was more annoying than it had to be due to all my Pokemon apart from Trubbish being male, so Torkoal kept using Attract, which caused all of my Pokemon to become stun-locked due to it. Thankfully, Munchlax managed to clean up the rest of the gym once the Torkoal went down. Here is where Lycanroc could shine, being able to take out the first two of Winona's Pokémon. When the trophy is sewed up, Toucannon sorted who's boss with a Beak Blast. A fatal mistake I made was against the Swallow. I believed Lycanroc could live a Steel Wing because the Swallow was burned, but unfortunately I was wrong and I lost my first Pokémon. Juan and Wallace 5 is a pretty scary fight due to the buffs Dondozo gets, but thankfully Vivillon's Sleep Powder lets me take care of Dondozo without much of a hassle with Zoltic's Thunder. I did make a mistake of keeping Zoltic in when I should have switched it out, but thankfully Daltrix and Snorax cleaned up the rest of the battle for me. Viola was the freest fight thanks to Toucannon and Flareon. The only Pokemon I was worried about was their Kleavor, but Tentacool easily countered it. Up to this point, the gym phase was going relatively smoothly. But then, as I walked in, I saw it was Brawly. So I decided to take a look at his team, because I haven't fought him so late into the gym phase up to this point. The realization of I'm so fucked came over me, seeing that my team is not good at all into his Pokemon. It does not help that I also made some misplays, like keeping in Vivillon when it put Batsam to sleep, or when I clicked Bubble Beam instead of Brine on Tentacool. Overall, I am happy with my performance for this being my first ever ranked race. Third place is not what I expected to get. I was thinking I would get like 5th or 6th place. I think if I played a bit better, I could have beaten Zim 7, but at least this is a learning experience for me, and I am not going to stop playing this amazing ROM hack. I heavily recommend you join their Discord server, which will be linked in the description, since the community is really wonderful and kind. Alright, I'll be seeing you in the next video. See ya.